So just wanted to thank Virtual Administrator for inviting us and hosting this event, and also wanted to thank Intel for their partnership and the work that we've done together on vPro. I think we've got some exciting technology to show. And then also wanted to thank all the folks attending. Thanks for your interest, and I hope that this is valuable information for you. So we're quite excited about this new technology. We think it's a big step in enabling via Kaseya really the beauty of what vPro can do from you from a remote management perspective. So there's some new technologies that Intel has built. We were one of the companies who requested, and so we thank Intel for working with us on it, and it really sort of advances the functionality that Chris was speaking about earlier. So let me jump into it. So we're delivering this updated vPro support in our desktop and policy management application. This is a module that we've had for about 4 years, and we've been updating it. So for any customers on the line who have used it in the past, we've got a lot of new functionality here that we think is really exciting as it relates to vPro. What is this module, KDPM? So it allows you to not only manage desktop profiles and settings, but it also allows you to do things such as desktop migration. And Eric, when you mentioned the idea of the percentage of system refreshes on an annual basis, I thought I'd mention the desktop migration piece, because as customers are upgrading to new systems and looking towards Windows 7, this module not only gives you the vPro capabilities, but it also gives you a real nice view on what does it mean to upgrade any given client's infrastructure to Windows 7 from a cost perspective. And it can help you with that buying decision to say, I want to go out and these new systems I buy, I want to recommend that they're vPro systems because I want to leverage the new capabilities. Oops, sorry about that. All right. So the new vPro features, we're not taking away any of the vPro features that we currently have within Kaseya. So that's still going to remain. What we're doing is we're consolidating all the functionality and putting it into one place for deeper capabilities from a management perspective. We wanted to have one location within Kaseya where you thought about power management, where you thought about desktop personality and profile management, and we also wanted to tie in with the concept of deploying out individual policies to machines. So not only do you want to manage power policies, as Eric mentioned, but you also want to manage the types of things that those machines can do. And many clients aren't using Active Directory for various reasons, and so the policy management capability of this module extends your reach. So the feature set that we're going to be delivering in this September-October release of KDPM allows us to detect vPro capable systems. You saw Chris's slide that talked about which systems could be supported and which ones could not. So we'll go ahead and detect all the ones that are capable of being managed through this new capacity. You'll be able to enable and disable vPro, and this is a real sort of if you've used it in the past, it's sort of a real big thing in that no longer do you have to do a truck roll and edit the BIOS Intel's given us the capability to enable and disable remotely. Setting and resetting vPro passwords, we're obviously all very serious about security, and there's a mechanism built into vPro that would prompt you to enter a secure password before you're accessing that machine. Well, what happens if it's 3 in the morning and you need to access that machine and there's no one at the remote system site to provide a password? Well, we have a mechanism for putting a certificate on the subnet so that you don't require a password to be entered each time you're accessing. So we'll talk a little bit about that a little bit later. And then power management features. Again, when you're managing systems, you don't want to have systems awake all night long when they're just sitting there idle. There's a lot of cost savings, as Eric was outlining, that can be realized with implementing a power management practice. However, there are things that need to happen when end users are not behind their machines, such as backing up a machine, running a patch scan, for instance, running your antivirus software. And so the implementation really allows for the best of both worlds there, to be able to save power, but also be able to turn on and turn off machines at will so that you can perform your maintenance duties. Eric was talking about KVM, a very slick feature, the ability to remote into the BIOS. I think it's a very impressive feature, and we're thankful for Intel for helping us get that implemented. And then also this idea of remotely booting an ISO. So if you have a system that, let's say you remote into the BIOS remotely, and you've determined that this machine just will not boot, you can have various ISO images sitting on that subnet, and you can point to one of those ISOs and say, I want to boot off of this ISO. And it's a really, really powerful way to get that machine back up online. I talked a little bit about the certificate management. So in order to do this, there needs to be a system on the network, and from that system you can place your ISOs, and that's where you also would put the certificate. I think we've covered those last 2 points as well. So just to get into the individual features a little bit more detail. So the power up, power down, you can see how just selecting the machine from the machine list and then selecting the given function will on demand turn the machine up or down. You can see the schedule window shutdown. That's using the K2 scheduler, so you can schedule when a given machine would be shut down as well. And this is the proxy that we talked about. So selecting the machine on the network and then selecting that as the proxy server for that network. And in the shipping version that we're looking at for September and October, we'll make recommendations as to various certificate providers that you could use. And from a single machine management perspective, so this is where I need to go ahead and diagnose a machine remotely, so I can boot to BIOS, boot from ISO. In future versions of Kaseya, we'll be adding this capability through the Live Connect functionality that some of you may be familiar with, so that if you're looking at doing some maintenance on a given machine and it happens to be offline, you can get into the remote connectivity from anywhere within Kaseya that you can see an agent. Let me go ahead and jump to see if I can get up my demo system here. Is that coming through there?
Yep, I see it.
Yep. Great, thank you. All right, so so desktop policy migration. So this was the screen I was going to show just really quickly to give you an idea for those of you who haven't seen this. I have seen no better tool on the market that can give you visibility into every machine that is managed with Kaseya and tell you about the CPU and the drive, and then allow you to set your various variables to define what would be required CPU, RAM for moving to Windows 7 and what those costs would be, and then to roll all of that information up so to give you nice visibility to say, okay, well, these machines, we need to attack these machines first, so let's replace these machines. Let's buy some vPro systems. Let's get Windows 7 on those. This is what our cost is going to be. I can take this report out that I generate to my clients and say, be proactive and say, hey, just want to let you know these systems are quite archaic, and if you're considering going to Windows 7, here's what it would look like from a cost perspective. So I think it's a real nice driver of a conversation and a service opportunity, and another way to really drive the discussion about vPro. So there's some UI cleanup here that needs to happen yet. This is not a shipping product. We're just in early stages of beta right now, so we'll clean this up. But the capability that we're building upon was Wake on LAN technology that we had before this new vPro capability. So the vPro functionality is here, and these are all the systems that I have filtered out here. And you can see that this system here has AMT 6.1 and this one version 7. None of these systems are supported and will tell you as such. So if I want to go ahead and enable a given machine, it's as simple as selecting and running that command. I can enable all machines just like you're used to seeing throughout Kaseya. If this is the system that I want to set up, as we talked about, as my proxy, I would do that here. I can also go ahead and manage my ISOs here, as we talked about as well. So let's see, let's go ahead and refresh the system here. And looks like the enable is still pending. I also mentioned the ability to go ahead and schedule the shutdown. You can see that we just go ahead and load the K2 scheduler. And this capability extends throughout all of Kaseya. So if I want to go ahead and run a patch scan at 3 a.m., I can schedule that here. And if I select this box, those machines that have vPro or Wake on LAN enabled will follow this schedule routine here. It looks like I'd hit disable. This machine here, the enable is pending, and this machine is prompting for a password, and that's because I do not have a system on the network yet that is a proxy. So that's what's going on there. And I think that is all I'm going to show right now, so I'll pass it back to you, Chris.
All right, you all set with all your other slides?
Yeah, that does it. That does it with my presentation.
Okay. All right, good deal. All right, let me grab it back here.